Hello, this is Coding Gicha for full-stack developers. If you have installed vim-gtk3, which provides integration with the GUI, you can also use the GUI System Clipboard, but since the default clipboard is xclip, you need to use an additional option to use the GUI System Clipboard. Let's first look at X11's xclip, which is Vim's default clipboard. In Vim, Y is used as an abbreviation for yank to copy, and P is used as an abbreviation for put to paste. If you want to copy just the line where the cursor is, type Y. To paste, type P. To erase a line, type D. If you type P, it will be pasted to the lower line, while if you type uppercase P, it will be pasted to the upper line. One thing to note is that the result of erasing with alphabet D is also saved to the clipboard. When deleting multiple lines, you can write the number of lines to delete between D and D. If you delete 3 lines from the current line, it will be D3D. As mentioned earlier, if you delete using alphabet D, it will also be saved in the clipboard, so you can paste it with P. You can also copy multiple lines with yank by writing the number of lines to copy between Y and Y. If you copy from line 4 to line 8, you can press Y5Y, but it starts to get confusing as the number of lines increases. It is easier to copy and delete by area than by line number. After entering command mode with : execute 4,8 and Y to copy without counting the number of lines. If you delete, execute D instead of Y. If you specify an area from the line where the cursor is, you can omit the starting line number. If you specify an area up to the last line, you can use $. I will paste it to check if it was copied correctly. When you switch to visual mode, you can also specify an area using arrows. In visual mode, let's specify the desired area using arrows. Press Y to copy. Press P to see that it has been copied successfully. Press uppercase V to enter visual line mode, which specifies an area by line. To select an area by block, press Ctrl V to enter visual block mode. You can delete the selected area by pressing X. Let's enter visual block mode again. If you enter uppercase I in visual block mode, you can enter the same letter in all lines set as block. Letters are entered only in the first line, but if you press ESC, they will be reflected in all lines. To delete from the line where the cursor is located to the last line, press D and uppercase G consecutively. It will be more expansive than specifying an area with a comma in command mode and executing it with D. Copy can also be done by pressing Y and uppercase G in succession to copy from the current line where the cursor is to the last line. So far, I have covered X11's xclip, which is not shared with the system clipboard used in the GUI. If you specify an area with the mouse and copy it, it will be saved in the system clipboard. Since it is saved in the system clipboard, you must also paste it with the mouse. However, all the characters that are visible are saved in the system clipboard as is and pasted as that value. Let's press U, which is short for undo, to cancel the execution. Let's hide the line numbers, white space, and blank area of the cursor line. Let's copy and paste to the system clipboard again with the mouse. This time, it looks like it was pasted correctly. Let's show the line numbers, white space, and blank area of the cursor line again. The problem with copying to the system clipboard used in the GUI is that the tab is not copied, but is copied as the number of blank spaces defined in the tab size. Terminal Emulator provides shortcuts for copying to the system clipboard and pasting from the system clipboard. You need to use Shift more. Copying to the system clipboard is done with Shift Ctrl C. Pasting from the system clipboard is done with Shift Ctrl V. The clipboard is not compatible between Vim and GUI applications, which is a bit inconvenient. You have to take your hands off the keyboard and find the mouse, which can break your rhythm. If you have vim-gtk3 installed, you can use the System Clipboard in Vim as well as xclip. Before typing Y and P, you can give an option to use xclip or the System Clipboard. To use xclip, place an asterisk before Y or P. The default is xclip, so if you omit it, xclip will be used. To use the System Clipboard, place double quotes and a plus before Y or P. I'll select the area and copy it with double quotes plus Y. Since I've been copying and pasting in the same Vim, it might not feel right, so I'll paste the value of the System Clipboard into the text editor of the GUI. This time I'll do the opposite, copying from the text editor of the GUI to the System Clipboard and pasting it into Vim. In Vim in the CLI, I'll paste it with double quotes plus and P. The method of giving an option to use xclip or the System Clipboard feels a bit confusing. I'll try to improve it by modifying the .vim-rc. Let's change the default clipboard to System Clipboard. Xclip can be registered by assigning a selection name, but registering without assigning a selection name is called unnamed. The System Clipboard of the GUI is basically unnamed. Now, you can use the System Clipboard in Vim without using double quotes and plus. I will also make it more convenient to hide and show the line numbers, white space, and blank areas of the cursor line. I will hide them with the HNW user-defined command. You can define the command according to your taste, but it must start with a capital letter. I will set the command to show the line numbers, white space, and blank areas of the cursor line as SNW. I will hide the line numbers, white space, and blank areas of the cursor line with HNW. I will display them again with SNW. To check the changed clipboard settings, I will reopen the hello.sh file. After selecting the area, you can simply copy it to the System Clipboard without using double quotes and plus in front. Copying with Y and uppercase G will also copy it to the System Clipboard. You can also paste the copied value as is into the GUI text editor. After modifying the content, I will copy it. I will erase all the content in Vim and paste the modified content. Unfortunately, when you erase content in Vim with the D command, the content is saved to the clipboard, but since the default clipboard is the System Clipboard will be replaced with the erased content. You will have to erase it in Vim first, copy it from somewhere else, and paste it back into Vim. Setting Vim's default setting to the System Clipboard can be more inconvenient. In my case, I prefer to keep the default setting as xclip and match the shortcuts to the GUI. I will modify the .vim-rc again. I will comment out the line where I set the System Clipboard as the default clipboard. I will set shortcuts for Ctrl C and Ctrl V, which are used in GUI applications, so that they can be used in Vim. In visual mode, I will set Ctrl C, Ctrl X, and Ctrl V to be the same as the shortcuts in GUI applications. In particular, I will set the Ctrl V shortcut to work even in insert mode. In normal mode, Ctrl V is the shortcut to switch to visual block mode, so it is recommended not to set it. Let's reopen the hello.sh file. In visual line mode, select the whole thing. Copy it to the System Clipboard with Ctrl C. In the GUI text editor, paste it from the System Clipboard with Ctrl V. After editing, copy it. Clear all the contents of Vim. After switching to insert mode, paste it from the System Clipboard with Ctrl V. The System Clipboard no longer changes unintentionally. With familiar shortcuts, you can intuitively work with the System Clipboard. Thank you for watching.